Hi friends, Thanksgiving is next week, can you believe it? We're gonna start coming together to celebrate and give thanks in all types of social events this month and next. So do you have a certain person at these annual gatherings that constantly frustrates you? A family member, a friend, maybe a coworker or someone from your extended family? They just get under your skin. You love them, but wow, do they test your patience. Maybe it's the family member who always has to be right, or the coworker who talks just a little too loud, or your friend who constantly says, I'm on my way, but you know that means you're not going to see them for at least 30 more minutes. You know who I'm talking about. If this sounds familiar, today this message is for you. Hi, I'm Amber, your faith-based transformational coach, and I want to show you something that has helped me release that type of frustration in my life and bring back my joy. It's called the gap. So take a look at this graphic. Look at these two lines. The bottom line, we'll call it reality. It represents the facts in any given situation, the truth about the people in your life and what's happening around you. The other line, it's your expectations. It represents what you wish could be. Between those two lines is something I call the gap. And inside that gap, that's where all the tension lives. Disappointment, overwhelm, frustration, anxiety, stress. You see, as what we expect moves farther away from what is actually happening, there's more space for frustration to grow. Let me show you how this works in real life. Let's say you've got a friend who's always late. Every single time you tell yourself, this time will be different. They're going to be on time. They promised. So you get ready, you're sitting there, you're waiting, and 15 minutes after they're supposed to have met you, you get a text. Hey, I'm running late. Just now leaving. Sound familiar? If not, bring to mind the situation that frustrates you. In that moment, the gap between your expectation that they're going to be on time and reality that they never are is wide open. And inside, you start feeling frustration, disappointment, stress, fill in the blank. Your emotions are bubbling up. Now, you can try to drag reality up to meet your expectations by sending some hints, maybe a few passive-aggressive texts. But let's be honest, that's controlling and it's exhausting, and they're likely still going to be late anyway. So instead of letting the gap between reality and expectations steal your joy, what if you close that gap by adjusting the one thing in this scenario that you have control of, your expectations? You could say, you know what? They're probably going to be 20 minutes late. So I'm going to grab a book, pick up a coffee, and enjoy the quiet time until they arrive. Now, instead of frustration, you're calm because you accepted what's real. You stopped expecting this person to be who they've already showed you they're not, and you chose joy instead. Philippians 4:11 says, I have learned to be content, whatever the circumstances. That's Paul writing in prison. And if he can find peace there, in prison, I think we could probably find it at Thanksgiving dinner or while waiting for our late friend. So next week at your Thanksgiving gatherings, when you're watching that one relative sit there on the couch while everybody else is cleaning up, or you're listening to that one coworker tell the same story for the 10th time, smile. Breathe and just remind yourself, I can't control them, but I can choose joy. Thanks for hanging out with me today as we walk free from frustration and step into joy. If this message encouraged you, hit like, share it with a friend who might need this reminder, maybe even that one we were talking about earlier, with love, of course. And remember, joy grows when we stop fighting reality and start walking in grace.